This is What's New.
Oh, it's finally Friday, and what a beautiful Friday it is.
Oh,
crystal clear blue skies with a few white puffy clouds, low humidity, very light, if any, breeze. Temperatures very comfortable in the upper 60s. This is springtime perfection. Thanks so much for joining us today on What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford.
Betsy, a very good Friday afternoon to you and to everyone watching at home. We have some breaking news from the governor's office to lead off on this Friday. Governor Mike DeWine just announcing that Ohio is amending its health orders to follow the CDC's mask guidelines, meaning fully vaccinated Ohioans will not have to wear masks indoors. Of course, there are exceptions. Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, joins us now with all the details. Monica, good Friday.
Good Friday afternoon to you, Jay. Yes, Ohio's mask mandate will mirror the CDC guidance. The health order will spell out the specific details, but we're still waiting to see it. Hopefully, it should come out later today or tomorrow. Now, the revised health order will follow the CDC guidelines regarding masks and social distancing. So if you're vaccinated, you will not be required to wear your social distance. Orders will not change for nursing homes or healthcare settings. Now, in terms of capacity events, well, that will be spelled in the order, but as of right now, the current orders are still in effect until June 2nd. Now, the orders regarding restaurants and table distancing, that will also be addressed. Businesses can still wear masks if they so choose, meaning you could see the old "there's no shirt, no mask, no service" signs pop up. But as we've seen in the past, there's no real enforcement from the state standpoint. So businesses will likely have to enforce the mandate themselves. So there is still a lot to unpack, and keep in mind there is an exception. The CDC includes in its guidance that involve public transportation. So all travelers are required to wear a mask on all planes, buses, trains, any form of public transportation traveling into, within, or in and out of the United States, and in U.S. transportation hubs, meaning airports and train stations, Jay. So there's still a lot we need to get specific details on, so as soon as that order comes out, we'll spell it out for you.
Well, I know you're looking for it. When we get those details, we'll be sure to pass them along. Monica, on the vaccine front, 12-year-olds need a prescription to get the COVID vaccine at a pharmacy. Is that going to change?
Change today. The governor signed a bill today that 12-year-olds do need a prescription to get a vaccine at a pharmacy. It was only involving pharmacies. So now all of them, 12 years old and up, can now get a COVID vaccine wherever they are provided.
Very good. Robbins live tonight, and thank you very much. Now, as Monica mentioned, even with these new updated health orders, individual retailers and businesses can still require customers to wear a mask before coming inside their store. Giant Home Depot, Starbucks, and Target say they're keeping their policies mandating shoppers and employees wear masks for now. Meantime, Walgreens, Walmart, and Macy's are reviewing their mask policies now that the CDC has changed its policy regarding masks. Let's see.
Results of an independent investigation were released today in the March death of Bowling Green student Stone Foltz in a suspected incident. The report details a fraternity ritual that led to Foltz dying from alcohol poisoning. January Keaton joins us now with more. Hi, January.
Yes, a 7-page report here does outline a little event that Fraternity puts on, where the new pledges meet members, and that event Stone Foltz died. Now, the report was released today using eyewitness statements, Bowling Green hazing reports, describes in detail how pledges were made to attend a mandatory Big Little at the Pi Kappa Alpha or Pike Bando. That's the fraternity called their annex. At the Bando, the report states pledges were each given the fifth of alcohol to drink that night. Now, according to the report, drank an entire fifth of Evan Williams bourbon in 20 minutes. He was found unconscious later that March 4th to the hospital with blood alcohol level 4 times the legal limit. He died 2 days later.
A level of 0.2 is considered to be potentially fatal, lethal dose of alcohol for up to 50% of the population. Years medical emergency usually is in a hazing situation, unfortunately, because you have to drink so much alcohol in such a short amount of time.
Now, today's report noted a history of hazing practice at Pi Kappa Alpha date back to 2017. Bowling was charging 29 students with multiple Code of Student Conduct violations in Foltz's case, hazing, endangering another person, and disregarding health and safety. Now, 6 Pike members facing manslaughter. I believe one of them has first-degree manslaughter in Foltz's death. They have a court appearance on May 19th. Now, coming up at 6, we're going to hear what the family said should be done, and what they say punishment just isn't enough. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, January.
Well, one industry that has been pandemic is theaters and the production houses that are looking to make money off of their content. While some stayed open with reduced capacities during the pandemic, others are just now reopening for the first time in 14 months. And they are very much looking forward to health orders being dropped completely. Simmons has more on how these changes impact an industry teetering on extinction.
This past year has been a year for sure, but with the pandemic seeming to come to an end in the near future, theaters are ready to make a comeback.
Very excited to get people back into the theater. It's been 15 long months for us.
Jeff Davis is the theater operations for neighborhood development services, owners of Ravenna 7 and they're back open for the first time, and we're excited about changes coming next month.
June 2nd, we'll be looking to the CDC for guidance on how to move forward, and definitely things will be relaxed. Today, I'm not 100% sure what that looks like. Even in the last 24 hours, things have changed.
Here in Ohio, theaters have been allowed to open but haven't been getting much business by reduced capacities and guests being crammed together for long periods of time. This forced many production houses to send movies to streaming services, hoping some revenue a theater operators expect will change next year.
The movie experience is totally different. Coming into the theater, you're a part of it, you're immersed in it, not distracted by things at home where you'll get up and move around.
Jeremiah, who just left the movies, agreed. He's willing to go to theaters even when they're packed again.
I mean, it'd be weird. Movie theater is my favorite thing, so it has to be. I mean, I want movies to succeed again, and I'm tired of movies going to streaming all the time.
We're taking the precautions, and we'll continue to take the precautions even after the June 2nd, ensure that everybody is safe and comfortable going back to the movies.
Now, large theater chains like Cinemark, AMC, Regal, they haven't made decisions on whether or not guests will have to wear masks here in Ohio come June. For national chains, like other businesses, they're deciding that at a later date and making more of a blanket decision. Talk to Atlas Theaters Vice President here in Ohio. He says on June 2nd, employees and guests will have the option to wear a mask, leaving it up to them. So everybody get comfortable, and hopefully we'll see some packed theaters here soon. That's what the operators want.
All right, very good. Going to the movies has been a huge tradition here in the United States, more than 75 years. Let's hope it returns soon. Brandon Simmons live this afternoon. Brandon, thanks.
We have some good news for music. Today it was announced that Tri-C JazzFest will be live this year. This is the 42nd annual festival, and it's going to be held on September 11th and 12th at in Cleveland Heights. But if you don't want to attend the event in person, there will be a virtual live streaming option too. We'll learn the music lineup on June 1st, and that's when you can also buy tickets. So many events all of a sudden now are kicking into high gear. And I think it's interesting because they've been planning already for virtual versions of their events. And now that they have the in-person option too, it's going to be kind of a multi-platform kind of a scenario setting up. And I think a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of events they may not have been previously able to go to, and then really set up this person that they've kind of got on their bucket list, so to speak.
It does best feel like all of this is coinciding with the start of summer. That's what we really, as Ohioans, do fun things, go to Cedar Point, and it feels like it's coming together right now in almost perfect timing. And I, for one, can't wait to get out there and doing all of the things that we haven't been able to do for the last 14 months, knowing that I'm vaccinated, knowing that I'm safe, and enjoying myself again, because that's what life is all about.
Well, I'll tell you, there at Cedar Point, just open today, of course, which is always interesting. People may actually want to wear their mask right now because the midge is attached. So, just an FYI.
That's a good idea.
Have the mask in the back pocket. You may end up wanting it. There's all kinds of summer events that are returning Memorial Day weekend and beyond, so we're very excited about that.
We are.
Well, still to come for us here on Betsy.
Danielle Serino explains how one local landmark restaurant managed to survive during the pandemic.
That's the art of shoe shining. We'll introduce you to a local business owner putting a new spin on an age-old practice.
I'm glad you said art, because not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
It is an art, and it is Friday, and that means that Cambridge is at the Weather Control Center. Good afternoon to you. Can we keep this nice sunshine through the week?
AJ, we have a wonderful weekend in store for us. In fact, the skies are clearing right across downtown and close to the lake shore, but you're looking live downtown. We're sitting. It's going to be a great evening. Maybe you're trying to plan the outdoor restaurant experience tonight. Got that Friday going on. We'll be in the 60s. It'll be good to be outside. But we want to try to get that beautiful out there across the land. But forecast for this weekend, it looks like maybe some 70s on the way. That forecast is coming.
It's a perfect time to cue our final save our sauce with a beer garden this week. We have one that's a bit of a gem for you. The Forest City Brewery, Ohio City, is both to find. Billed as one of the oldest breweries in the state, Forest City includes the oldest that might be the more scenic places to one. We have a list of other beer gardens from our Doug Tratner on WKYC.com. Save our sauce.
Well, about 1,000 restaurants in Ohio were forced to shut down permanently because of the. Think about that number for a second. 4,000 in the state of Ohio. For perspective, on average, that's 45 restaurants per county statewide that are gone. Many that have reopened have had to cut hours because they just can't find enough employees. But one restaurant with a storied history has survived it all, in part by breaking with tradition. Here's consumer investigator Danielle Serino.
If the owners of Pickle Lobster House learned anything in their 54 years in business, it's how to deal with adversity.
My who passed away recently, he was a fighter, and he continued to do what he thought was best for the restaurant.
In 1967, Street Powell opened Pickle Bill's in the Flats, one of the first restaurants there. Named after W.C. Fields, the W stood for William, which was shortened to Bill. The seafood side many of Fields, music and shows. But 15 years in, the string of misfortunes literally sunk them. First, bankruptcy, which is why they closed in the Flats and reopened. A fire labeled as arson, and their attached barge, which had 60 seats in a bar, floated away. Get this.
With the liquor and the kitchen, it ended up in Erie one year, and ended up at the Pure Nuclear plant. And a lot of here.
They survived customers with their all-you-can-eat menu.
It's a huge part of the community and people from all over. You know, I have friends from all over the country that knows in advance.
Then the pandemic hit. Jerry died in the middle of it, forcing Mary Ann to steer the ship, trying to keep a nearly 500 restaurant afloat with very few customers. One of their most popular food items, crab legs, unavailable.
There were a lot of folks that had COVID positive fishermen, so they had less fishermen, and there were COVID positive people in the packing plants, so they weren't able to catch as much as they normally do.
So for the first time ever, restaurant had a takeout and delivery. Their long patrons, like Colleen Brad, going there for as long as she can remember.
We were able to have some good family still with and enjoy all the delicious food and all their special, you know, during Mardi Gras and Lent.
That, combined with people who felt they could safely out in that 17,000-foot space, proved to Mary Ann she and Pickle Bill weather a storm.
I'm at the helm of the district, and I'm going to continue with Pickle Foltz as long as I'm lucky enough to be able to do that.
And customers are pickle pick. Danielle Serino, 3 News.
That is a place that has weathered so many storms. We covered them from time to time in various flooding situations. So just all kinds of good thoughts and feelings for them and with everybody. Because, you know, man, I got to tell you, there were a lot of folks out, patios filling up, happy people. We are even getting waves. It's just good timing.
Totally. And I was just walking out towards the back end of the studio. Lake Erie right there. Seeing more boats out there. A sign of, you know, things to come. Earlier today, Betsy, I was sitting with my wife outside, and she asked, "Is it going to get cold again?" I said, "A couple days, maybe not. We actually have a good stretch of weather, and it's going to keep going." So we've got some great weekend news for you, Betsy. Right now, temperatures are sitting in the 60s. It feels very nice out there. Some of them in the islands, low 70s. And the weather is just going to get touchy as you head into the weekend. We have a lot of those puffy cumulus clouds bubbling up through the afternoon. They've kind of cleaned away from the lakeshore, and they'll continue to fade away as the sun sets. Mostly clear skies are expected tonight. That's the high pressure that the past couple of days. Things get a little bit, several rounds for some showers, a couple of thunderstorms. Over time, slowly moving towards east Ohio, and we'll have a few more chances, especially maybe Sunday going into the week. But tomorrow, I think we'll squeeze in one day of really nice weather. Temperatures tonight to the 40s. It'll be mostly clear out there. Not much to speak of. Tomorrow, high temperatures finally getting to some low 70s. We actually haven't hit the 70 mark for 10 days. So we've had a break. It's been a little bit cool, but now we'll have 70s, mostly sunny skies. A couple of cumulus in the afternoon bubbling across northeast Ohio, but pretty much it. It was a great day if you want to try to head towards the lakeshore. Of course, Lake Erie's water's in the 50s. It's chilly, but sitting on some of the shorelines, some of the beaches will be pretty nice. Here's National Time, our forecast tonight. Clear skies overall. As you head into tomorrow, 70 degrees. We should be dry tomorrow. Sunday, we'll have a few more clouds passing through, and some of these try to give a couple raindrops here or there. It's not going to be washed out or anything. But I think overall, really nice. Next week, south winds are going to return. That's the humidity, and it's also going to bring us a couple chances throughout next week. We'll be watching those closely. You're looking at your Union Home Mortgage 7 to 8. So we'll be hovering 70 this weekend. This weekend looks great. Once again, watch out for a stray raindrop on Sunday. Chances next week, but on the flip side, we do try to get back towards Mississippi's some warm air. Definitely head our way next week, guys.
We love to hear that. A lot of folks are ready to get out there and finally embrace the warm temperatures. And okay. Thanks a lot, Matt. We'll check with you again coming up in a little bit. Well, next more is on what's new. What's old is new. We knew that, but we have one man who's using his craft of shining shoes.
And wait until you hear how this pup reacted when she thought she was going to see her vet. This is one smart dog. It's ahead in our Worth Watch.
Oh, there are few feelings in the world better than rocking a new pair of shoes, right? Kind of like your old shoes, too. They're already broken in, they feel really good, they just might need a little sprucing up. Well, have we got the guy for you? Kira Cotton introduces us to the man who's putting a modern twist on making what's old new again.
For years, the art of cleaning has been a part of cultures around the world. You used to see shoe shops in airports and street corners. Now, everyone has a place to go and somewhere to be. But thanks to a new generation, many of those steps are being taken in sneakers instead of loafers and other dress shoes. It hasn't stopped the new generation from wanting to keep their feet looking fly.
The go-to place for millennials or search for premium care, we didn't wear dress shoes. Dress shoes. So I was like, we don't have sneakers.
That's Justin, the owner of Concession Stand in Cleveland's Berkshire neighborhood, and he's putting a new spin on age-old practice.
Offering bowls of cereal, shoes cleaned, these brands that we have, and it's just like a full-on experience.
The experience may be luxurious, but the price is affordable. Classic cleans start as low as $17, and a Supreme will cost you only $40. A price you can't beat. But the road to opening business in the thick of a pandemic wasn't easy. According to Bloomberg, he was forced to water down many of his ideas, but he remains hopeful.
I mean, I think everything over. I have high hopes on what we do. My goal is for us to eventually be like a staple in the city.
And he's working towards doing just that. Concession Stand has partnered with popular brands and organizations, pop-ups, and neighborhood initiatives. One of those is Repurpose with a Purpose, an effort that takes them and gives them to local students in need. For having fresh kicks is important, but ensuring the stability of the community, his business daily, is the ultimate goal.
Customer service is number one, and then service in the community and everything like that is sure falls right after.
I'm no sneakerhead, but this is definitely a business I can get behind.
Kira, we all have our favorite pair of tennis shoes, right? And they get beat up so badly, and it takes forever. It's kind of like buying or buying a bathing suit. It takes forever to find the just right pair of sneakers. So this is certainly a great business to get behind. I love that story so much. Kira, do you wear more heels, pumps, sneakers? What's your flavor?
I by far sneakers girl. Like platform sneakers are my go-to. Love them.
There you go. All right. So out for more platform sneakers for Kiara. And if you spruce up, you can tell where to go for sure. Kiara, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, girlfriend.
Right, here's our Friday Worth to Watch. Most aren't exactly nuts about going to the. If you have one, you know this, but the dog you're about to see next. Oh, she really hates it. Watch her reaction when her dad pretends to get a phone call.
Hello? Oh, the vet? Oh, for oh. Okay, let's see. All right. Let me. Okay.
Oh, he's playing a prank on little Sam. I recognize action Golden Girls, Layla and Maddie. They're vetophones. I mean, they don't love the idea, and if you hear them talking about it, where they're going, they don't react quite like that, but they just completely different personality when they know that a vet trip is in their future. It's pretty funny.
You know, I mean, you sometimes wonder, like, how do they know I'm talking about the vet? Like, you'd be talking about the vet like an amusement park, and somehow they will find out. Like, they figured out, and then they're kind of giving you the side eye, like, oh, man.
They know. They know.
Oh, so awesome. Well, coming up for us, everybody, speaking, Kevin Love discusses the importance of mental health awareness and his ongoing battle with anxiety and depression. Monica, what's that story?
Plus, we told you earlier this week about the new class in Rock Hall that will happen in October. So these have things that they're interested in outside of music. Mike Polk loves music, and he loves digging into things like that, and he's going to share them with us coming up.
And a new chair for the Republican Party after removing Liz Cheney for criticism, who now holds the number 3 post in the GOP leadership.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is New.
We start 3 things you need to know at 5:30 with breaking news. Governor Mike DeWine announcing late this afternoon that Ohio will amend its health orders to follow CDC guidelines. The guidance came out yesterday and states that fully vaccinated people no longer need to physically distance or wear a mask except where required by law, mandate, or businesses. Those who are not vaccinated must wear a mask until the Ohio Department of Health lists the health orders. That's coming on June 2nd. We are still waiting on Ohio's health orders to be released.
Bowling Green State released its findings into an alleged hazing that killed 20-year-old Stone Foltz on March 7th. According to the report, a witness said Foltz finished a bottle of bourbon in 20 minutes. They stated he couldn't walk on his own, so Fraternity carried him to a car and took him home. He was eventually left alone in his apartment. His roommate got home. He saw Foltz pass out. His roommate and friends called 911. 21 students have been charged with violating the school code of conduct. 8 have been indicted on manslaughter charges.
The House Republicans have a new GOP conference chair as they elect Representative Elise Stefanik to fill the position. She's in place who was ousted over criticism of Donald Trump. Stefanik herself is a once critic of Mr. Trump. She now holds the number 3 post in House Republican leadership. And with that, we welcome you back to What's New on this beautiful Friday, along with Betsy Kling. I'm Jay.
It's hard to believe we are halfway through May, chugging on toward June. The weather is finally cooperating. We'll check on the forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, really starting to feel like spring now. Very nice. Let's get to our top talker at 30. The Kevin Love has been very vocal, as we know, about his battle with anxiety. He even talked about it this week on the Today Show. He also was part of the summit this week with the Cleveland Clinic. Love spoke about his foundation and his ongoing battle with anxiety and depression. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins reports he shared some very good advice for all of us.
In 2018, Kevin Love shattered the silence on mental health issues with an essay in which he shared his own struggles. His off-court press of removing the stigma included the Kevin Love Fund, dedicated to inspiring people to live their healthiest lives while providing tools to achieve physical and emotional well-being. While speaking at the patient experience site, he explained simple things we all need to get under control. Burnout and stress can impact both our physical and mental health. His advice to manage:
if you can prioritize sleep, I think that's the number one most natural way that you can fend that off, fight that off, and keep it.
Another thing, limit social media.
I know that has helped me this entire time is the psychological warfare of being on your own and socially, being on your social platforms, getting away from that blue light.
Take stock of how much negative news you're consuming too, and maybe use your phone the old-fashioned way.
Messages to see within your phone and on your phone, and that's something that's always connected to. So I would say, just if you are going to use it, just tie into those great relationships and to better your lives.
Sometimes we're our own worst enemy, and we have the power over what we put in our bodies and in our minds.
Have better in what you consume every single day, because I believe you are in control of that.
I think that last line, Bets, for me is the one that resonates. Take control of what we consume. When we use our phone and we to go on a social media website, you always understand there's a lot of negative that can fly around these social media platforms. You are in control of what you see. And we talked about this earlier in the week. Follow it, make you feel good. Yep. And just block out any images that bring you any kind of anxiety or stress. Because somebody did this analogy to me once. It's like when we're in a car. Do we ever choose to drive on a negative road or drive into something we know is a hazardous situation? No. Try to keep it on roads that are safe, and that's determining how we are we safe, we impair. And I think the same thing. Keep it positive.
It's jungle.
That's a good
There's always something that's going to out and get you. Whether you expect it or not, it's always there. So you just have to kind of get the machete out and wipe your way.
Yeah, good way of putting it. Definitely.
Well, all week long, as you know, Cleveland has been in the national spotlight. The Today Show featured our city and how they're coping amid the pandemic. Today, they began a series by featuring a very giving family. The Longville family was on the virtual Today Plaza. 12 of the family members are frontline workers, and there are 5 nurses, 3 therapists, an anesthesiologist, pharmacist, and 2 firefighters. 8 of them were live on the Today Show. At the end of the segment, Al Roker gave them a cool surprise.
If you take a look right now, we're going to show you the progressive field and check out what's on the Jumbotron. That's right. Cleveland wants each of you, all of the frontline heroes in your family, tickets to a home this season.
Nice.
That's cool.
That is fantastic.
It really is cool. Debbie's 5 kids are frontline workers. She says she grew up in a big family and her parents taught them to take care of one another. She said they and helping strangers. Pretty neat, and you can be excited about it being fans.
Right? Stories and they have just those family conversations. How was your day? Just ding, 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 last year, where they probably have at each other through all of this. Applause to you all, for sure.
Yeah, congrats.
Well, Cleveland's time for national spotlight. Wednesday of next year, Holt will be in town for Night News Across America series. He's going to focus on how the city moves forward as the pandemic winds down. Next Wednesday at 6:30, right here on Channel 3. In the meantime, next up, we'll take over the vaccine center. What that means for those to get a vaccine there.
And how much do you know about this year's adoptees? Not about their careers. I mean, just outside of movies. Here found some interesting facts, and he's going to share them with us.
And Matt Sanders is in the forecast center for us today. Matt, I want to tell you, you did a very nice job. Thank you for this.
Hey, with this camera, they keep going back. I love watching this, right? Clear skies all year long, right? Hey, we've got a great forecast up this weekend. Temperatures right now, we're probably maybe hitting 7 for the first time in about 10 years. Saturday and Sunday, the forecast.
Well, we've been saying it all week, but the weather has been better each and every day. Folks have been enjoying the sunshine, warmer temperatures out at Edgewater Park today. Get their groove on those inline skates. I'm impressed. It is always fun. If you love people watching, Edgewater Park is a great place to go people watching because some people are running, some people are walking, there's roller, there's kids playing. It's kind of fun. So there's something for everybody out there for sure. Boy, this forecast for this weekend, we deserve this. I really think everybody's going to have a good one.
100%. Betsy, I got around every single person I talked to this afternoon at the station is talking about what they're going to do this weekend. Shows you exactly what you basically need to know. This weekend is going to be a great week across North, but we've got most clear skies out there right now, and the weather's going to just continue to be nice, especially Saturday. Sunday we'll have a few more clouds, but it'll still be warm. 70s, raindrop. Overall, a great weekend is in store for us. Tonight, we'll dip down, but we won't get as cold as we have been. The past several mornings, we've been well into those 30s. I think we'll be somewhere in the 40s tonight, mostly clear skies. We've had high pressure with us the past couple of days. Has kept us dry. Over time, that's slowly going to shift towards the south and east, and you can see what's towards the west. Kind of some showers, thunderstorms here and there. This overall weather pattern is slowly trying to make its way towards the Great Lakes. Next week, we'll have more chances for rain here and there, not a washout, but we'll have some rain chances next week. But going to Sunday, we try to get a stray raindrop from one of these. All the weekend still looks very nice. Tomorrow forecast mostly sunny, Saturday, and also soaking these days because the humidity is really low. As we go into next week, we're talking about some more weather, but the humidity is going to go way up. You really feel it. But low humidity, sunshine, you can hear our forecast tonight. Mostly clear skies, and going to those 40s. So waking up tomorrow, probably somewhere in the 40s, and then we'll have some light winds throughout the day. It won't be too bad, and by the afternoon, we'll be in the 70s. Some of the cumulus clouds floating around here or there. It'll be a great one for us. Notice on Sunday, some thicker clouds start to come through. I still think we'll get some nice sunshine throughout the day, but clouds, and there could be a stray raindrop from some of these clouds too. But overall, the rain chances look super low. So a lot of us have been to mow. Had all this rain, the yard is soaked, right? We'll have maybe a couple raindrops on Sunday, but I think you can squeeze in Saturday or Sunday. It looks pretty nice. Now let's talk about next week, because this weekend looks good. Next week, the weather pattern is interesting. High pressure south will be around this ring of fire where there's be several showers and thunderstorms, and we may try to tap into that a bit on and off throughout the week. So when you're looking at the Union Home Mortgage 7-day outlook, you do have some of those chances going maybe a Wednesday and Thursday of next week. But on the flip side, some more southerly winds, the temperatures are also going to get a little, and that means the humidity is going to go up. Union Home Mortgage 7-day outlook looks really good, guys. And here 70 and mostly sunny, especially tomorrow.
Right, we are so ready for that. People have been asking me, a frost over? Are we finally done? To let it be known today, I purchased tomato plants. That's a big step. That's a big commitment, right? That means I got to come. So I think we're good to go. All right, Matt, thank you so much. We'll check in with you again at 7. Okay.
Well, 13 talented will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in October. The inductees range from Tina Turner to Jay-Z. We all know they've got serious musical talent, but they're more than just that. Our Mike Polk sheds a light on super interesting facts you know about the Rock and Roll Hall class of 2021.
Well, the Rock Hall revealed its class this week, and everyone's buzz. For one interesting trivia about each inductee, along exactly 7 seconds of one of their songs, because that's as much as play without violating copyright. And so who's ready to roll very briefly and sporadically? But first, congratulations to Ray for being nominated, but not selected for induction, as being disrespected by the system is obviously on their brand. Fun inductee fact number 1. The Go-Go's first music video for the song Lips Sealed was paid for by the band of the Police. They were just young men who wanted to help out. Nice blokes. Number 2. I bet you didn't know that rock queen Tina Turner is now officially Swiss. That's right. She held permanent status in Switzerland in 2013 and gave up her U.S. citizenship. I'm sure it's nothing personal. Number 3. I feel the earth move under the feet. Did you know that Carol King and her daughter sang the theme song for sitcom The Gilmore Girls. Heard my sisters talk about that show. Number 4. As our uncles have repeatedly informed us, it's a travesty that it took this long for Todd Rundgren to rock hall, but they didn't tell us he was with. That's right, Todd Rundgren created the colored graphics tablet back in 1980. It was even licensed by Apple, so it turns out Todd Rundgren's got a lot of layers. Number 5. Connection alert. Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl has the distinct honor of having not a street, but an alley officially named in Warren, Ohio, which is the city of birth. Also, not that anyone gives a woof. And number 6.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Right next to the Metro.
New Hall member Jay-Z attended the same high school rap legend Busta Rhymes. They each other in the area. So if you have any memories of anything that happened in your high school that you cool, it turned out you were wrong. In closing, congratulations to all the 2020 Roll Call inductees. And just in case you're watching Weird Al Yankovic, hang in there, buddy. Your day's coming. Just this is Mike for 3 News, reminding you to never stop.
Oh boy, Mike, I can't hear you. You look cute.
Turn your pack on, Mike. Whatever you're saying, I must hear.
So
now, I will say, Betsy,
awkward. I love it.
This does hurt his case to try to get Weird Al in the hall.
It really kind of is. Yes. Once again, Weird Al is being silenced. Oh, it's just not working.
You know what I think? I think this is a conspiracy to keep Weird Al on the hall, because whatever Mike is saying, I'm sure, is validation that Weird Al belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I think this is just with Mike being Mike. All right, Mike, I know you can hear us, so we'll just say thank you very much, and please don't embarrass somebody out there. All right, thanks.
He's whipping it up for Weird Al, man.
Oh, good gravy. Well, next on What to Do, get musical with their new name. What fans think about the name the Cleveland Rockers?
And grab your tissues. These 2 little guys are about to get the best prize ever. Oh, it's priceless. Time to see what's cooking in Cleveland. For that, we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Stephanie, a very good Friday afternoon to you.
Good Friday afternoon to you, Jay. Let's get everybody updated on what's happening at the Wolstein Mac COVID-19. Drug Mart is taking over for the Cleveland Clinic. Now, they'll still have help from the state and federal agencies that have been there since the beginning and will administer Pfizer vaccines to kids 12 and up with a parent present starting Tuesday, May 18th through the 30th. As we know, the state closes June 7th, so those kids will be scheduled for their second shot at a Drug Mart. And with a beautiful weekend ahead of us, let's take a look at the best beer gardens in Cleveland, courtesy of our Doug Tratner. The Opera House in downtown is one of the biggest and the best in the city with their huge Hefeweizens and soft pretzels. There, pre-pandemic. It has a gorgeous patio right on the water in the flats. They also have live music and I can personally say an excellent menu. And there's Terrestrial Brewing Company, Battery Park with lake views, gourmet weekend brunches, and wait for friendly beer garden there, major plus. And as we continue to look at possible new names for the tribe, there's kind of a surprising front runner. The Rock, which is a Rock Hall reference, came in second in our poll, surprisingly beating out the very trendy Guardians. Now, Rockers slid in 22.5% of the vote. Spiders held on to the number one spot with 27.7%, and the Cleveland Guardians is pretty solid third place with 19.8%. To this are pretty distinct in the pros and the cons column, Jay and Betsy. A lot of people are a little sick of guitars for our Cleveland things as a logo, but here's an interesting. Some people are saying that this could be a nice homage to the late Michael Stanley. A little specific, but that's what some people are saying.
Okay.
I always think back to the Cleveland Rockers as being the WNBA team. I know everybody remembers the WNBA team, but we've already had a team that was the Rockers.
I'm with you, Bets.
Okay.
I'd like to see a total surprise personally, something we've never even seen. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, very good. Great weekend. Still ahead on what's new. The boys are about to get a huge surprise from a very special woman in their life. Stay tuned for the reveal.
There's most at 6. Cedar Point is now open for the season. Our Mark Namick digs into Sandusky's revival and the impact tourism there is having now ahead of summer.
I love that story.
Yeah.
Well, which of these famous people are not celebrating a birthday today? Mark Zuckerberg, or Lucas, or Barry Manilow? The answer will come later.
ridiculous.
All right, before the break, we asked you which of these famous people are not celebrating a birthday today. It's basically a blind stab in the dark.
Yeah.
But you want to take a guess?
I'm going to say Fergus.
Actually, its answer is C, Barry Manilow.
Oh.
So Zuckerberg is 37 today. George Lucas, of course, of Star Wars fame, is 77.
Which is why I chose him.
I figured. Hey, I know
May the
you're a
force be with
big
you.
Star Wars gal.
Well, surprise military homecomings, they never failed. A military mom and her brother, a huge surprise at school. Oh my gosh. Look at just attack. That is so crazy. I love that. That little boy's just frantic. Mommy, that was so beautiful. Well, the boys thought it was an interview for their school, but you know what? It was a setup. Big surprise. Ebony had been overseas for 6 months. You know how much the changed? Ebony says it was tough being away from her family, but she felt it was the right time to serve her country.
I mean, think about it. Usually, boys that are away from 6 hours. That's a long time.
6 minutes.
6 months.
It's true. What do you mean? Where are they?
Well, another week of What's New has come to an end. We're back Monday at 5, and we hope to see you then.
What matters most with Russ and Laura starts right now.
Now it's next, new mask guidelines. Governor DeWine is updating Ohio's mask mandate, what it means for those who have been vaccinated. Also, findings released.
Fear of a medical emergency usually is in kind of a hazing situation, unfortunately, because you have to do so much alcohol in such a short amount of time.
The details of what happened the night a Bowling Green student died after an alcohol-fueled party. A look at the charges 21 students now face. Roll 'em. Movie theaters are preparing for more film releases and filling more seats. How local theaters are handling cost and capacity. And the future of Santa. How the city looks to get back on track when it comes to revamping its waterfront and expanding business.
From the WKYC studios, what matters most.
Breaking tonight, Governor DeWine says in most cases, fully vaccinated Ohioans don't need to wear masks. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Laura K-Show. Is now set to change mask order.
The CDC guidelines announced yesterday those who have been vaccinated do not need to wear masks in most instances. The all mask mandate is supposed to be in place until June 2nd. Now that has changed. For more on what all this means, let's turn to our senior correspondent, Monica Robbins. Monica, good evening.
Good evening, Rusty. The governor said Ohio's mask mandate will now mirror the CDC guidance. The health order will spell out all the specific details. We're still waiting to see it. I have it open on my website right now to find out when they're going to release it, hopefully later today, maybe tomorrow. So the revised health order will follow the CDC guidelines regarding masks and social distancing. So if you are vaccinated, you will not be required to wear a mask or social distance. Orders will not change for nursing homes or healthcare settings. Now, in terms of capacity events, that's going to be spelled out in the order. But as of right now, the current orders are still in effect until June 2nd. Orders regarding restaurants and table distancing will also be addressed in that order. And businesses, remember, they can still require masks if they so choose, meaning you could see the old no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service signs popping up. But as we've seen in the past, there's no real enforcement from the state standpoint. Businesses will likely have to enforce those mandates themselves. Here's what a doctor has to say about this.
Since there's no way to really tell who's vaccinated and who's not vaccinated, people are not going to be wearing masks, even if they're unvaccinated. There are some people who are going to choose to do that anyway. So to limit some people to wearing masks if they feel like it and others not, I think it was time to probably stop putting those restrictions on board. Now, that doesn't mean that people shouldn't still use common sense.
Exactly right. Keep in mind, the exceptions the CDC included in its guidance are for nursing homes, healthcare settings, and public transportation. So all travelers are required to wear a mask on all planes, buses, trains, and any form of public transportation traveling into, within, or out of the United States and in U.S. hubs, meaning airports, train stations, and the like. And by the way, the governor also signed a bill today that 12-year-olds do not any longer need a prescription to get a COVID vaccine at a pharmacy. Like everybody else, 12 and up, can get their COVID vaccine at any one of the providers for us.
A very busy week for these changes. All right, Monica, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
And as Monica mentioned, individual retailers and businesses can require you to wear a mask. As far as the places where many shop, CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and Macy's are reviewing their mask policies. Giant Eagle, Home Depot, Starbucks, and Target will keep their policies requiring shoppers and employees to wear masks.
Movie theaters have been hit hard by the pandemic health orders that caused shutdowns and reduced capacities over the last year. But now they say they're looking forward to summer. Brandon Simmons spoke to local theater operators about what the orders means to them. He joins us now from Simmons. So, Brandon, will the rules be changed in every theater?
They're a little in every theater. Like many other industries, each theater operator is making their own decision on how they're going to handle the CDC guidance, as well as some of the rules and regulations they're getting from the state, especially considering here in Ohio, the rules change again slightly coming up here on the 2nd. Now, earlier today, we went to Ravenna 7, and they're opening their doors for the first time in 14 months. They decided to stay closed due to health orders and some of the production schedules that caused a lot of uncertainty as movies were being released on streaming services simultaneously as they were released in theater. But now they're looking forward to having more customers coming back, even more excited about getting those moviegoers to visit. Orders dropped, but they still don't have all of their plans set in stone just yet.
June 2nd, we'll be looking to the CDC for guidance on how to move forward, and definitely things will be relaxed. Today, I'm not 100% sure what that looks like because even in the last 24 hours, things have changed.
Now, I did speak to one local operator at Vice President Gabriel Salwine. He says his locations will let guests and employees choose whether or not they want to wear a mask come June 2nd. And, of course, that's in line with Ohio rules, which is the only state where they operate. Now, for the larger chains like Cinemark, Regal, and AMC, where they operate in multiple states, we've yet to hear their decision on whether or not they will require their guests to continue to wear masks. Right now, all of their websites still state that masks are required unless you're eating or drinking. So that's something we'll have to pay attention to as the guidance continues to change further quickly here, Laura.
Exactly. And now Simmons, thanks so much.
We now know the results of that independent investigation into the March death of Bowling Green student Stone Foltz. It's a scathing report, and more than 20 students face discipline in the case. Keaton has details of the investigation and a reaction from the late student's family.
Stone Foltz and 8 other Pi Kappa Alpha pledges were each a quote family bottle of alcohol. A fifth is described in the 7-page summary released today by outside counsel working on behalf of Bowling Green. It was the frat big little event where pledges meet their mentors. Foltz was found unconscious after that March 4th night and taken to the hospital with blood alcohol level 4 times the legal 2 days later.
A level of 0.2 considered to be potentially fatal or lethal dose of alcohol for up to 50% of the population.
Foltz was at a 0.35. The report shows the 20-year-old drank a fifth of Evan Williams, the equivalent of 16 shots in what witnesses say was about 20 minutes. This can suppress the of every organ and system in the human body, says Dr. Ryan Marino, medical toxicologist at University Hospital.